I'm a trauma therapist, and I thought I saw it all until I saw this movie. So if you haven't seen this yet, on Netflix it just came out. It's called Monsters, and it's about the Menendez brothers. If you don't want to know some details between episodes 1 through 4, I recommend you scroll, and this is a heavy on the trigger warning. So let's get into the level of in this family. It's sinister. So you see the dad look perfect and the mom look perfect. They look like perfect family, very rich family. Come to find out, it was very, very, very sinister in that home. So let's get to the condiments. So there's 2 things that I will never look up the same ever since I saw this: cinnamon and lemon juice. So the dad essays both of the brothers. If you haven't seen anything about this, they unalived their parents at the end. And they say it's because of the abuse that they endured for basically their whole childhood, even into their basically adulthood. So the dad would force the sons to give him, and the son said was so disgusting that he would actually sprinkle cinnamon on his dad's food to make it taste better. You heard me correctly. So the boy says that it would be cinnamon all over the place. And then dad would get pissed off about it. So then dad, trying to be nice, even though he was abusing them, he offered them lemon juice to make their taste buds basically turn off and not be as sensitive to the taste. And then it goes to objects. Dad will put Vaseline on objects and insert them you know where, to basically get them warmed up to what is next to come. Okay, next to come was full-fledged grape. So he would bring them into the showers and he would use that time to full-fledged grape them with the mother there. Okay, the crazy thing is the oldest son told dad to stop because it hurt very bad. And guess what? Dad actually stopped. But big brother finds out why dad was able to stop, because all he did was move on to baby brother. Worse, this is based off a true story, right? So mother knew the entire time, and she refused to. She even said it during the movie, is to break up her perfect family. She knew her sons were being essayed by her husband, and she refused to intervene because the family looked perfect from outside. Okay, level of corruption. Okay, the trauma bond here is no joke. Dad started off his grooming behaviors with massages. He would massage the kids after tennis, and then that would lead to different things. And then it made them feel special, and it gradually got worse until they had to do certain things. The mom would just drink her life away and medicate herself, and the dad would love it. He'll pour her wine, so it's like, oh, just forget you ever saw this, keep it moving. The next part is even worse, and this is what I see a lot in therapy, how the generational curse continues because the learned behavior continues. So the younger son talks about how his brother did the same thing to him that his dad would do with the objects and the utensils. The crazy thing is, when the lawyer talks to the big brother about why he would do this, he said because he had to make it seem normal. Because in his head, if it happened to him, he wants someone else to go through what he did, not to harm them in a way, but to say, okay, this is normal in my head. My dad did it to me. I'm going to do it to my brother, and it's going to be typical behavior. I see this a lot. This is the generational. This is what our family does. His dad says something like, this is what the Spartans do. It keeps you strong. That is what he told his sons when he essayed them. The dad's motto was to steal, cheat, but never get caught, which is a crazy thing. So he made a lot of money. He wanted his kids to go to Ivy League schools. I think one of them actually went to Princeton. Great looking family from outside. But the crazy stuff that was happening inside was no joke. So now, again, he moves on to the youngest brother. The older brother gets into Princeton. He gets caught with plagiarism. So they had to get a therapist for him to go back to Princeton. And a therapist, the mandated reporter, oh, shoot, dad's like, he's going to find out what I've been doing. So guess what dad does? Dad actually calls the therapist and says, my children will not be talking about anything that happens in this home. All they're going to do is talk about plagiarism and how they can fix it. Do you hear me? They will not be talking about anything in this household. And guess what he does? He tells his kids, don't tell anything. to that therapist about what's happened in this house. And lastly, let's get into this trauma bond. So the trauma bond, the dad was so good at doing what he does mentally to them, messing up their psyche. In front of family, he would beat his kids and call them derogatory terms that start with an F, and he would make them belittled. But when he was alone with them, he would show him the most love, saying things like, "Oh, let's get in the shower. Let's have a massage." And it would make the kids think that that was their special time and that he loved them. And according to the children, which are now adults, they said the only time they would hear their dad tell them that he loved them was during SA. What that does to a child's head, it is so confusing. It's I love you, I hate you. Is this our special time? And that's exactly what the dad was doing to them. His dad will call them mouth massages. Go ahead and watch this. Share with a friend.